want to give a further update on my Citroen C3 Aircross, which we've had since November 2019, so now it's July 2021, so a couple of years. And I just want to tell you the things I really like and dislike about the car. So cutting to the chase, some of the things I really do like about the car is its actual durability. We did 1,000 miles in March to Scotland, fully loaded, 3 adults, roof bar, roof box. Amazed we made it up there, but the car drove brilliantly. 50 to the gallon still, even though it was overloaded. We were camping, so heavy roof box, 3 adults, like I say, 50 to the gallon, did the drive, no problem at all. Just doing this video now in Cornwall, so we've literally taken from the top of England, well, top of Britain, now to the bottom. We're at the very end, near Land's End. Another 1,000 miles, hasn't skipped a beat, been brilliant. Durability so far has been excellent. To give you some example of that, I usually keep my cars immaculate, and this is absolutely filthy, because that's purely because I've just done so many miles on this road trip, this second road trip we're on, which is camping. One quick thing while it's in my memory of something I dislike is seat fabric. Doesn't have immense durability, got a very slight rip coming to that seat, and bear in mind that it's very rare that people sit in the back. Usually it's just loaded with equipment. Yeah, it's easy, I guess, tugging and pulling things out of the car, things can easily rip, which is forgiven, I guess. So that's why on the front we've just put in these seat covers. One, to bring on to my next slight gripe, to give some lumbar and side support, because otherwise the seats are quite armchair flat like. So one, to give us some durability, and two, to give us lumbar support. But yeah, I guess easily done, but not the most durable of fabrics. Second like and dislike, touchscreen. I like the fact that it's not clustered with buttons and everything's integrated. I actually don't mind that, but I do find it a little bit distracting when you're on Android Auto up there. Then you need to go there for your temperature to increase or decrease the aircon. Eyes off the road kind of situation. I personally don't mind the integrated system, but if it did go wrong, obviously you need to replace the whole thing, so it could be quite costly, because you don't have any dedicated heat buttons other than the only two here, which is front and back. Demist, which is obviously for winter, but again positive but negative. Another thing I really like is overall visibility. I don't have any blind spots throughout the entire car. Yeah, I guess it does help that I have a digital digital reverse mirror or mirror installed. So here is just one giant video image, so that is really easy. But generally speaking, I don't struggle with visibility. I feel like I've got a good command on the road. Another thing I really like is this 1.2 PureTech. I have honestly never known an engine that I really like as much as this. In fact, I prefer this over my previous engine, which was in an Audi A1, which was a TFSI engine. And a lot of people watching this will be going, what? I just like this engine. 5th gear, you can be cruising at 60 and you can say the cruise control, go to 75, and it shifts. It just accelerates. I've never known a 3-cylinder engine that has that pull in 5th gear. Again, like I was saying, when camping, roof box, roof rails, 3 adults, no problem at all. You hit cruise, you say cruise, go another 10 miles an hour. This is just there, and I really like it. And that brings me to my main point. I think, like, around the city, maybe it doesn't kind of like it as much as when it gets on the motorway. This thing just loves to soak up miles. And that also brings me to my next positive, is the comfort. It's just like gliding along in Grandpa's armchair. It's very, very comfortable. Don't throw it around corners, it ain't gonna like it, and it is gonna wobble. This is not some low strung Audi S3, but come on, it's not designed for that. If you want to put this in the most perfect position, throw it on the motorway, throw it in 5th gear, and just let it cruise along. It will soak up the miles really, really comfortably. Taking it into a straight another negative, shortened glove box because of the fuse boxes on the left hand side. Citroen haven't moved it over to the driver's side, so it's shortened, but in defense of that, it does go quite far back, so you can still actually get quite a lot in there. But obviously the fuse box does cut off that space, and I know a lot of people who do like to put stuff in the fuse box might have an issue with that. My resolution to that is obviously the door bins and armrest, which is basically loading it up full of junk and a little duster. On to reliability, I found it very durable. The only issue I had was in winter when it went below -3, this door would not close and lock. It literally would only happen on the nights it was below about -2. 99% of the year it was fine. I took it into Citroen, who were brilliant, who basically just said it was probably just one of those glitchy kind of things where something froze in the door, and they took it away for like 3 days, replaced the entire lock mechanism and door catches, replaced everything under warranty, and just said there you go, it's fixed. And they let me a brand new Citroen in the meantime as well, so it was no kind of inconvenience to me. And it literally only happened when it was like below -4, -2, something like that. You just go to shut that door and it wouldn't. It just, something in there froze. So they took the whole door panel off and just replaced the parts, free of charge under warranty. But I guess that would be counted as, yes, something has gone wrong with it in the first 3 years of ownership, but quite minor, I'd say. And another quick thing I quite like is the paint's been quite durable. We've had a lot of kids playing on the estate where we live. Balls have been smacking into the cars. Driving around Cornwall on the tiny B roads, I've been flying past hedges and thinking, oh my god, I'm taking off the wing mirror and scratching all the side. But I've actually found the paint to be quite durable. I mean, I do get away with it with this particular colour because you don't pick up the scratches as much as something like a black car. But I do have to say I find the paint quite durable on it, which is pretty good. And also protection from like these annoying little dings and stuff. These big black moulded side panels are really great, because I've been lucky, because if something's impacted the car, it's always been on this, so you can never tell. Like here, when we went to Scotland, we had an incident with a rock and whacked the rock whacked there, but you can hardly tell because it's been disguised by the big black mouldings. It's not hit the paint, so we've been really lucky. So I like that side of it too. In summary, I really like that I got this car, and I know Melissa equally really likes it. We call it the Canyonero, only off a skit off something we saw on The Simpsons when Homer bought this massive bulky car, and it was called the Canyonero. So we nickname it the Canyonero. And would I buy this car again? Yes and no. And you're thinking, well, what do I mean by that? Yes, for the price we paid for it, which was less than 10,000. The new models are now coming out at like 15, 16, 17,000. We got a heavily discounted pre-reg, so the price point we paid for it, 10,000, yeah, I'd buy it every day of the week. Any day of the week I'd go back to this car because I do really like it. But would I pay 15, 16, 17,000 for it? No, because then it's pushing you into the price bracket of other cars, Peugeot, Renault, Ford, Mazda, Suzuki. It opens the market, because I think the interior quality on some of the other cars might be a little bit tighter. I mean, there's nothing wrong with this, and I don't have any rattles or anything that annoys me as I drive down the road, but I just think there's more stylish cars and more durable cars for that price point at 15,000. But like I say, we bought pre-reg and it was 9895. So at that kind of money, I'd buy this every day of the week, because I really do like this car. It's probably one of my most favorite cars. That's why I'm trying to do this review without being too biased. I'm trying to be like realistic to the positives, but also the negatives. Then I would say to anybody, if you're looking for a car that is realistically affordable and you're going to put mileage on it, you're going to get on a motorway, you're going to put cruise control on, and you're just going to flow down that road for many miles, and you want to do it in comfort, this is a car you want, because it is Citroen, and Citroen are just renowned for being super comfortable. The suspension on these things are just great, but don't expect to throw it around B roads, because it's going to be a bit unforgiving and a bit wobbly. And that's an honest review of my Citroen C3 Aircross about 2 years later on. Thanks for watching, like and subscribe as always, and I appreciate your time.